What is going on then, everybody? I hope you're all doing very well. Welcome back to another video here on our channel. I am the FIFA Analyst, and today I'm going to be talking to you about the new patch, the first patch officially that has dropped now on FIFA 21. We have had a patch before, but it wasn't anything to do with gameplay. This is the first core gameplay related patch that EA have gone and given us. I'm going to run you through it and a particular thing that we're going to talk about. You've seen it in the title, the Elastico. I'm going to show you some examples pre-patch, post-patch to show you the difference with that skill move. I've played quite a few games now to get an understanding of how the patch is and what the differences are. I'm going to run through it so you guys, you don't have to go and read this yourself. You can just look at it yourselves and go, oh, that makes sense. Thank you for that, Mr. Analyst. And there it is for you. If you enjoyed this video, give it a big like. You can subscribe to the channel. We upload twice a day, 8 AM and 8 PM. And let's crack on with it. So then, kick off. I mean, by the way, if you want this, I will put a link in the description so you can have a read it yourselves if you wanted to. Kick off, there's not a massive amount of changes there we need to be concerned with too much because we don't really focus on kick off on this channel. FIFA Ultimate Team made the following changes. Add the ability to see all own position modifiers when applying a position modifier consumable to select a player item. That's fine. Add a shortcut to transfer targets on the squad transfer market screen. So that just takes you straight to it. Added a UI indicator to note which kit is already selected in Stadium Customized Match Kit. That's one thing that I noted. It didn't tell you what kit you had on, so that's good that they've added that in. So, after using Byte Now on the item on a transfer market and selecting the option to assign the item, the player was incorrectly sent to a limited version of the transfer market page that the item was won on. So they've sorted that out. By the way, you can go. EA have made like a Trello board where you can go and look at what EA are working on, what the devs are aware of. So if there's a bug in the game that you know of, you can go and look and see if it's something that they're working on. If not, you can report it to EA on the appropriate websites. When attempting to scroll back to the first option on play menu, you have to scroll in the last one. The press favorite option will get stuck off screen. These sort of things we're not too bothered about, if I'm honest with you, because it's not gameplay related for us here on the channel. After scoring a goal, the foot player items displayed on the pitch sometimes missing. So sometimes it would say like Hull, it was like a 9 rated and not 90 or something. It was really, really odd. But they fixed that, which is good to see. When a player item was selected on the squad screen and tapped over to the club screen, using the previous selection resulted in the original selected player being deselected. After completing a squad challenge with an item rewarding foot, the player was not taken directly to the new item screen. The on-screen elements that displayed the following: the completion of squad building challenges that run. Squad battles, the captain would see the second player's club badge in a pause menu to the opposing teams. The club badge was displayed as a grey placeholder image on the single-player draft pre-match screen. Now, this thing, right? The on-shirt, somewhere they're going to see about it. You know, the on-shirt, the badges weren't appearing properly. They still weren't for me when I was playing today, so that's something that's going to be interesting to see. After scoring a goal, the foot player items sometimes have an extra text underneath it. No image was present when claiming division rival awards. This is all just general bugs, really, that are fixed, which is fine. You can have a look through them, make sure you're happy with all that sort of good stuff. But the main thing that we're interested in is from here onwards gameplay. Increased competitive mode difficulty, so they made that harder. I've not touched that myself because I don't play offline. Competitor mode is present for legendary and ultimate difficulty levels. This change is most impactful when the CPU AI defending is defending counterattacks. Reduce the amount of time it takes for a player to recover from a block animation. So this is the first thing that we're going to get into here today, which I particularly am not happy with. Reduce the amount of time it takes for a player to recover from a block animation. Blocks are already really strong this year, right? They are very, very strong. Now it's saying a player can block a ball, fall down to the ground, and get back up quicker than what it was before. Why? Blocks are already strong. They're already good. Don't make them better and give them a chance to reblock the ball. If it falls back to the attacker's feet, who cares? The blocks are too strong, and you've now made it even stronger, that's just baffling in my opinion. Moving on to agile dribbling, now maintains a slightly longer distance to the opponent in order to improve maneuverability. Now, this is something I'm going to have to look into because I don't use that agile dribbling too much myself this year. But I definitely need to look at it and definitely need to try it. It's something I think I do need to add into my game, one of the things that I do struggle with. So I will look at that and kind of see. Be interesting to see how that pans out. The next one is the biggest one that I don't like. Slow down the Elastico skill move. The impact of this change is most noticeable when the Elastico is chained multiple times. Fair enough, I get the next bit. They've slowed down the Elastico skill move from the get-go. You do an Elastico, it's slower, it's easier to read for the opponent. Now, you might be sat there going, good, everyone was using it too much. Now, it's the best skill move to take on a defender. Defending this year, the jockeying's hard, but actual getting past a man can be quite difficult with the skill moves. The Elastico gave you the option to do that. The Elastico was probably used by a select few in this community. Why? Because it's a bit difficult to do at different angles. Most people tend to stay away from it because of that reason. I don't understand why you'd nerf something that hardly any of the player base was ever touching. The people that could use it, it was strong, it was effective. You could defend it if you defended well enough and you expected it. You can defend it. Now you've just made it so much harder for people to take a man on. I don't know. I don't really see the reason for this. I'm not happy with it. I'll get this next bit. The next bit would be fine. If someone wanted to do an Elastico, yeah, make the second one worse. I completely understand that. That's fine. But don't make the one single Elastico slower. It's really frustrating, really annoying, and it definitely isn't as effective. It can still work, but the defender just has a lot more time to react to it, which is just a bit frustrating, really. Following a directed run, body feints and knock-ons are disabled for some frames of the animation in order to prevent button conflicts. Now, this is good. EA have added in a lot of things this year where there's too many commands on same buttons, you know, the bridge, RB to pull a man short, double tap RB, you end up doing a bridge. Following a directed run, body feints and knock-ons are disabled. So what does this mean? I complained about the creative runs feature saying it didn't work properly because when I would tap LB, L1, and then flick the right analog stick, when I've got the guy on the ball and I want to send my right wing across the face of goal, I couldn't do that because my guy on the ball would end up doing skill moves because I flicked the right stick and I'd lose the ball because of it. They've now disabled that, which is really good. I'm really happy that they've done that. Hopefully that means that creative runs can have a bit more of a feature and a use in FIFA 21, and it could help you, get a few more goals in FUT Champs and rivals. Player lock would stick to one player for the duration of the match if the setting was turned off mid-use during a match. I've not used that myself, but well done for fixing it. In some situations, when requesting a shot inside the rest, the request would already result in a tackle. Now, this has happened a lot, and this has happened years. This has been going on for 2 years now. You run into the box, and if you're like half on the ball, half not on the ball, the game will think that you are about to a tackle when you wanted to shoot, and you end up making a tackle animation instead of shooting. It's rare that it happens, but it's so frustrating when it does. And they've been saying they've fixed this now for the last 2 years, so please make sure that it is right. When using auto position or playing as goalkeeper, the goalkeeper will constantly make movements and lose stamina. Fair enough. Through passes will sometimes result in a short pass in inappropriate situations. I hope this is what the issue is with passing, because passing this year has been woeful, absolutely woeful. I really, really hope that this is fixing the passing issues that we have. Sometimes a player would kick the ball into the ground during a cross, resulting in a poor cross attempt. I don't know about that one. I'm not that one myself. The inputs required for an instant hard tackle now needs to be pressed with a shorter window of time in order to avoid button conflict with secondary contain. Okay, I've not thought of that as a possibility, but fair enough. Improve the logic for determining when the player is requesting a jockey versus a shoulder challenge or seal out. Okay, so jockey obviously is the animation where they kind of squat a little bit and make themselves a bit wider. And then obviously a shoulder challenge and shoulder barge is when you tap L2 as well at the side. I'll be interested to see if that actually makes a difference for us. Address some instances of a ball being missed during a strafe dribble or agile dribbling. Neymar's done that a few times for me where he just leaves the ball behind him. So I'm really hoping that fixes that. Sometimes requested clearance will result in a poor trajectory going into an unintended direction. In some instances, players would necessarily perform a stretching pass animation. Made adjustments to receiver selection for through passes to result in a more desirable receiver target. Again, I really hope that fixes passing. Rarely, when requesting a cross, the correct receiver was not targeted, resulting in the ball going out of bounds. I've had that where it's like you want to be at the near post and you want to get the ball to the near post, and it doesn't select the guy at the near post, selects the guy at the back, running into the back stick, and it just goes past him and he's absolutely gone. So again, I hope that does it. Improved touches during a skill move when the ball carry is being physically contested by the opponent. Okay, so that may make skill moves a little bit more effective. In rare situations, following a deflection, the ball could get stuck on the goal frame. I've seen Twitter videos of that. I know it happened to me though. In some situations, requested pass would not happen when the ball carrying the opponent were physically contesting. The ball would sometimes have an unrealistic vertical trajectory in situations where two players contested a header. A player's arm could sometimes get stuck in the goal or net after falling inside. Sometimes the following skill we can step overs when standing the combination of a ball roll into a scoop turn. Sombrero flick. I found it slower this year, so that won't make a difference, but sometimes skill moves are not being performed. They were immediate requests after ball carry finish turning. Yes, the heel to heel. Thank you. Flicking the right stick while in the process of receiving the ball would sometimes cause the next skill move to be unresponsive. Sometimes player would not follow the optimal running route when approaching the ball for a shot or pass, resulting in unresponsive action. That's kind of when you're running in on goal and you pay the ball back, and then like your Mbappe or whoever it is just runs away from the ball. So hopefully that fixes that as well. Address some instance of player running over the ball from there you go. Yeah, that's that as well again. And then obviously a load of career mode changes, pro clubs, Volta, added some broadcast packages, the audio, added one manager star head. And then that seems to be it really. A player in the background would sometimes twitch during booking scenes. And that's it. So the biggest changes, as I've said, were the Elastico. The thing that frustrates me, there's still some key issues with this game as we highlighted from the start. Team press needs to be addressed. Second man press needs to be buffed. Team press shouldn't be down and left on the D-pad, brilliant, you're now a presser. Second man press should be the way to press. It should be a skill, it should be an art. And that's not there just yet. I'm hoping these changes make passing feel a little bit more fluid and a little bit, not easier, but just pass where you want to pass. And that'll be interesting to see how it goes. I'm not happy with no address of blocks. Blocks need to be changed. We've established this. Blocks are woeful. They're too strong, way too strong. So hopefully the next patch that comes, yeah, we'll see how that goes. But this is the first official gameplay patch, really. So let me know what you guys think of it. Hopefully we see some improvement. My fingers aren't, I've not got loads of optimism for it, but we'll see how it goes. If you enjoyed this video, just me talking you through it, let you know what I think. Give it a big thumbs up. Thank you all very much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.